Welcome to Ops, fellow Deep Space Nineans. We're watching Discovery this week.
Is that really? Is that really what they called their bridge in Deep Space Nine?
Ops? Yeah. It wasn't a bridge; it was Ops.
It's such a povo title. It's really the title of a show they're trying to make their own thing, but they haven't decided what it is yet. So they're just. Speaking of which, hey guys, it's the Federation conversation.
What the hell? Why are you ragging on Deep Space Nine?
I'm actually okay. Breaking character for a moment. I can't wait for that documentary to come out. What's it called? What We Left Behind?
I didn't know there was a thing.
They crowdfunded it. They're going to be HDing some of the footage because the whole show is too expensive to get a HD do-over like TNG did. But for the documentary, they're going to be doing some clips up, and it's going to be beautiful. You're going to see Dax in clarity. Yeah. Mm.
You're going to see a little wrinkles.
So anyway, this was before she had any. She was an angel so pure.
I don't know, Scotty.
All right. Well, we all know
about that.
We can all see where David's allegiances lie here. He's all about the Julian Bashir.
No, I just don't like... I don't think Dax is a very good character until fucking Nicole de Boer started playing her.
Oh, she's not a good character or actress, but... I mean, come on.
I mean, the character, I guess, is okay, but not the actress. I don't think Terry Farrell is a good actress.
No. Well, she was a lot better in Becker, I think.
Yeah. She was a little more down to earth.
So anyway, we are watching this.
Episode 7 of Discovery, Season 2, and it's called The Light and the Shadow.
Yeah, we are 7 episodes into a season of television that I'm quite secure in saying we will never watch again.
Unless like my significant other wants to watch it or something, and I have to sit through it again. I mean, that's
that's one scenario possibly. Yeah.
Anyway, this episode of Discovery.
How did you feel, David?
Brought to you by. No, it was. I don't know.
It's difficult for me because I didn't
very
write
average.
You can tell I didn't like it because there's not as many notes as usual. To be quite honest, it's just another episode of Discovery that fills a gap. Nothing really happened. And all I want to talk about is the next week on Discovery clip, which of course you never see, so...
you're going to ruin it for me. Okay, well, I mean, we can talk about it because it seems to be more important than usual.
Well, should we do you want to talk about the episode first, or can I get on?
Yeah, let's talk about the episode first instead of talking about the next episode.
How'd you feel?
So in this episode of Discovery, Captain Pike and Ash Tyler go on a little field trip together and find out the meaning of friendship.
They go toe-to-toe with the robot squid. Spoilers.
Robot squid. Meanwhile, Michael Burnham finds Spock in the most unlikely of places.
Hiding in Amanda's basement.
And also Captain Giorgio is there.
Oof. I'd almost forgotten. It's weird that something can annoy me so much, and then she can just, I guess because this is the way my brain works, it treats bad memories like a viral infection or like it sends out things to just purge it from my head. And I forget.
You forgot that she was in the show? Well, she's back.
Oof.
And she's a good guy? No. Yes?
I want to know why the
she's
evil...
playing games with Michael Burnham. Sorry.
I want to know why the evil emperor... No, it's good, I like it. Don't break character. No. Why is this evil emperor putting on the altruism act? Is it just trying to set us up for a twist that we would never see coming, or...?
Fucking no. I'm so sick of the twists. The end, like the last 5 minutes of this episode... I'm just going to skip right to the end. The last 5 minutes of this episode was just like... little... What was the thing that J.J. Abrams called them? Little mystery boxes or something?
Is that what he really calls it? God, I fucking hate that guy.
Well, that's what he kind of called the the plot threads that he kind of weaves in but doesn't explain. Like it's going to be explained in the next sequel or whatever.
Oh man,
like the Knights of Ren and shit like that. It feels like one of those, not exactly like one of those, but it feels like that kind of thing where they're deliberately setting up. Oh, this is gonna. Oh, you see this? You're gonna have to watch next week because this is really important. Like fucking Miriam had the robot.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know that robot had a name.
Yeah, Miriam.
the Kraftwerk bloody what you call them? Daft Punk bloody robot bridge member.
Yeah. Which nobody seems to... Everyone just seems fine with the fact that there's an actual robot on the bridge. Nobody's brought that up.
On Pike to just be like, are we all okay with this when he takes command? Like, is this seriously on my bridge? Get out of here!
Is that a robot? Because, I mean, obviously we knew she was a robot, but some part of me was like, oh, she's just a very injured human.
It's like cybernetic.
She's been so injured during the war that she basically looks and acts like a robot. No, she's just a robot.
Wait, so do we have confirmation she is 100%?
Oh, look at her, she's a robot.
I was about to say, I hope that's not what's really the case, because in that case, Data wouldn't be special, because it takes him 100 years to build him.
I mean, she seems to be a robot. Her name's Miriam. She has a name, and she seems to just kind of fit in with the crew. Nobody.
What do you reckon?
Has she said anything like emotional or anything yet? I can't...
What do you reckon? She's got a great big USB port for her coochie.
The good thing now is it's like USB 3, so you don't have to do the left-right, twist it 3 times to get it to work thing.
Oh, yeah.
It slips right in.
It's universal,
Anyway, so yeah, they have all these mysteries that are going to be solved next week on Discovery.
Yeah.
And it's a very annoying way. It's a very modern kind of CW way of making television shows. CW meaning The Flash and that Legends of Tomorrow show that I know you love.
Oh, don't saddle me with
cheap,
that.
Schlocky new television.
David, listen, I just have to break in for a minute. I know that nobody who doesn't know us sees this podcast, but if anybody ever did see you saying that I love that Legends of Tomorrow show, and they believed you, it would hurt me. I would be hurt.
What sense?
Not angry, upset.
Monetarily.
No. It costs me money. David, did you catch the little trivia? Or not trivia, what do you call it when there's a random reference to earlier Star Trek?
Callback.
He's in the Mutara sector, David. Or at least he was out there. They mentioned Mutara, where it all comes crashing down for Spock.
I noticed that, yeah.
And I also liked that they described the probe, once they figured out what it was, as a probe from the future, which was also the name of a Paul McCartney hit single a couple of years ago for Destiny.
Probe from the future.
A probe from the future. Yeah. Probe from the future. You know the music. Have you not seen it?
So let's speak more generally about this episode and what happened in it. It was very boring, and
thank you.
A lot of dumb dialogue and dumb shit.
I hate everything about this show. Vulcan somehow came off looking really tacky and cheap. It just, I don't know, they somehow managed to, even with their modern production values, make me feel as though I'm back in 1997 and just everything sucks. I don't know.
I hated every scene with Ash, Tyler, and Pike, which is, it's incredible that they could do that, because they're 2 of my favourite characters from the show.
You are? Well, okay, I like Pike.
Arguing incessantly about nothing.
I do like Pike more than I like Tyler. But you are right in that those are 2 of the actors that I want to see in the show the most. And
if I get some Ash Tyler, and I don't care, because it's just not fun.
Especially since he's wearing that hair that you're absolutely objecting to. I wrote a note that says, I get that Shazam has dreamy hair now, but he has to at least maintain it. If I need a haircut to be in Starfleet, he shouldn't have to do it. It doesn't look good. I mean, it's okay.
On jeans.
I'm not a hypocrite, but at the same time, I'm not like on duty. I'm not working on the bridge of the Saratoga, am I? You know, I'm allowed to look like a slob. But Shazad, that guy, Ensign Tyler. Why'd
you say the Saratoga out of everything?
That's just the first Navy ship name that came to my mind. It's a good name. I like it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Benjamin Sisko, help me!
Oh, was that his ship, was it?
Yeah, it was his ship where his wife died.
Have you got a Miranda? Because you got every other ship.
No, I don't have every other ship. I've got 1 ship.
Looks like... So I'm going to have to step up to the plate and be the guy with a Starship collection?
Well, I had one, but it cost too... Oh, there it is. It cost too much to buy them every week, and then I gave them away because I didn't have anywhere to keep. Like, I just don't need all that shit in my house.
Damn, David. Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't need all that. Anyway.
Yeah.
What a fucking episode. Everything with Spock was just boring. as well. The fact that he was saying the numbers backwards, and she was like, "He's saying the numbers backwards."
It made me very angry.
As if Amanda didn't think of that. Come on.
Every week,
Research that.
every week, Discovery shovels up a new shit sandwich for us to fucking suck down. In that Michael Burnham always solves things that other people are missing. In this case, a planet full of the most Sudoku-obsessed, autistic mathematicians in the Federation. And she's the one that solves the math puzzle.
Yeah, what's Talos 4 again? Is that where the Zootopia have?
Zootopia. Menagerie.
Menagerie.
Can we call it Zootopia from now on?
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
I was that close.
I like that a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, just reminding me of the fact that it's actually a very important thing in the Star Trek TOS lore just annoys me even more. Because I recognized the name and I was like, yeah,
it is. Well, that's where it's headed. I mean, I know. Yeah. What do you want to say?
No, you go.
I was just going to say there was another shot of that elevator system that shows a huge cavernous interior.
That was too much.
I want to know
how much space do they have on that ship? You gotta make use of the space. There's fucking vast, big booming corridors where there's nothing except a few elevator pipes going through.
Yeah. I want to know right now where that fits into Discovery, because I've seen the ship model, I've seen the shots where they come in from space and zoom in on Tilly looking out to the stars, so that gives us a set scale for the ship. Now, I'm not just being a Star Trek nerd when I say, you can't tell me there's a 6-mile cavern in there with
a cavernous opening in the middle of the Discovery where all the elevators go.
It's not even a case of, oh, guys, did you see that sci-fi movie? We need to up our game and make everything look cooler. It doesn't look cooler, it just looks shit. We don't need... It'd be the same as if Captain Pike bites into a cookie and then we follow the cookie through his intestines. Like, we just don't need to know.
I need to see that.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, Ensign.
It's just... I don't know. Everything about the show at the moment is just kind of pissing me off because it's like with Michael Burnham solving that mystery.
Yeah.
It's just like that, and whenever anyone solves a mystery on this show, it just kind of boggles the mind at how easy it is to solve mysteries.
Yeah,
it's like I know that Stamets has a unique relationship with time, but like anyone who looks at that anomaly is just making these wild assumptions about it.
Yeah.
Like whenever they say anything about it, it's just out of the blue. They're just talking shit because they've never seen anything like this before. But they're saying like, oh, it's riding the wave of the. They've got. I don't know.
You're making frip noises, but the thing is, I watched the same episode as you, so I know the bits you're complaining about.
Yeah, I'm glad because I can't remember.
I feel the same way. Yeah, no, bringing in like Stamets to be the wonder dog of the episode, because he knows temporal shit because he's got spores in his ass. Like, just these shows, like The Good Doctor with the autistic doctor, that's his superpower, or Numbers, the Jewish guy that sees numbers and solves crimes. They're all basically, I don't know what the archetypal show for this is, whether it's Mr. Ed with the talking horse or maybe some dog show like Lassie. It just really does break these characters down to a magical dog that is just wheeled onto the set to solve problems, and Stamets is really at the risk of becoming one of these. The mystical, all-knowing gay that is just dragged in, and yeah, I don't know. I think he's there already, to be honest.
He is a plot device, until something happens with his boyfriend again.
And where's his boyfriend? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, not in this episode.
Yeah.
He's just resting.
In rehab.
Yeah. Sorry. I just wanted to mention The Good Doctor. I haven't actually watched any episodes of it yet.
Oh.
But that actor, the only thing I know him from is that fucking haunted house, not haunted house on a hill, Bates Motel.
Oh, is he in that?
Yeah, he's the creepy
Norman Bates,
or main character. Yeah, he is Norman Bates.
Oh my god.
And he looks exactly the same. From the previews, he acts exactly the same. I don't know how you can go from being Norman Bates, being the creepiest motherfucker, murderer,
yeah,
of all time, well, not of all time. He didn't play that well, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then going to this other show where he is like a paragon of good and like helpfulness, and he's healing people. It's like every time I watch the previews, I'm creeped out because it's the same person. He's doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just he's got a different script.
You know, I've wanted to talk about the Good Doctor for a long time now, and I will probably at length at some future date. But yeah, he just looks like a creep and a murderer, and it's very interesting to me. I think the autistics as a whole, as a people, are getting it in the gut every time they pick some wanker like this to go on TV and like portray them, because I'm pretty sure he's not autistic in real life.
No, of course not.
I feel terrible for them that their emblem in television.
Is he meant to be autistic? Is that a part of his character?
That's his superpower. Again, numbers.
No, super Scotty. Is it part of his character?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's my point. It's like he can't talk to anyone, and he keeps freaking out. But he somehow is able to magically perform all these brilliant surgeries, and somehow he's special.
Great.
It just makes me fucking sick.
Good Doctor.
It's like Monk, that kleptomaniac fucking detective. It wasn't kleptomaniac. What was it?
Huh? He was a hypochondriac.
Yeah, even better. I mean, he's probably both. But
No, he was a. What's the germs?
oh yeah, hypochondriac. Yeah, he's like a sick freak.
Well, same thing. Okay.
He was, yeah.
No, he was OCD.
Isn't OCD the guys that built Ed 209? Yeah.
No, that Good Doctor guy. He got even if you haven't seen him in Bates Motel, he is typecast as a creepy guy because he is just creepy.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they got him to play the character.
No.
Or how it works, because it obviously doesn't.
Like, I mean, I'm not about to sit here and make fun of autistic people, Asperger's people, but I think
You don't have to, Scotty. I'm making fun of the actor, not the.
No. My point is, I think the show is doing it for me. Like, it's just, even by just having the show exist and having him play the guy, and it really does give into a lot of stereotypes. And I haven't watched the show, but I've watched a few previews because it's Channel 7 runs the ads, and I just think, from a layman's perspective, that they're all getting short shrift by the Good Doctor even being on the air, and I hope it gets cancelled.
Sorry. You know what my judgment call on this is? I think we're both entirely unqualified to talk about this show because we've not seen it.
I don't know. To me, it'd be like if they wanted to have a show serving feminist ideals by having just Christina Hendricks running around grabbing her jubblies and doing this for 40 minutes. Like, it seems about as appropriate to me.
Yeah, but what if she only does that in the previews?
Because the autistic. So you're saying a good show is hidden behind the previews, and I'm seeing all the worst stuff. He just seems like a complete
show
creep.
by its previews.
Here, meet Charlie. He's an autistic doctor. I don't know how to feel. Come on.
I'm sure that's what he does in the previews.
Yeah, there was a preview where he said that.
Okay, well, maybe I've been watching the wrong preview.
Anyway, to talk about Discovery, I have to say, I really wish that 3D chess sets from Star Trek weren't a total rip, because the original one was just a cheap checkers board that was cut up and put on some sticks, and there you go, 3D chess. Scotty wants to play 3D chess with David, for instance. We can't do that. We're locked out because Gene Roddenberry, his ghost is still screwing the consumer.
Scotty.
Yes, David.
You've just made the point. The 3D chess set is very easy to make. Like, it was just cobbled together by prop makers in about 2 seconds. What is stopping you from doing that?
I don't want to do that. I haven't got time to make chess sets. There's going to be a middle ground. My point is, like surely, like a cheap one. Whatever.
Oh, look, and they've monetized so many other things from fucking Star Trek. I don't know why they can't make a 3D chess set. I'm guessing it's because it's just a fucking hassle and nobody wants to learn the rules.
There's a. I'm just looking through the notes, and I haven't got that much to say about that episode. I did like that early on. Pike says chair outranks the badge as a means of telling Tyler to go get fucked, and Section 31. I really can't wait for the spin-off thing to happen, and I hope it's kind of a Babylon 5/Crusade situation where it goes off and is forgotten about, and nobody it
just immediately dies.
Yeah. You ever watch we used to watch the intro to Crusade together. We did that narrator. Who am I? Oh, Gideon.
Yeah, we did actually used to do that. Yeah, I'd love Section 31 just to kind of fuck off from this show because they're intentionally setting up the show to be mislead. Like, there's so many misleading bits, and it serves. It basically creates twists for itself, and then like pats itself on the back when there's a twist.
Yeah.
And it's very heavy-handed, and I don't feel like I'm discovering, whoa, what a shocking twist. It was just like, it's just serving me twists like right in my face.
And are they twists though? I mean, I haven't felt particularly surprised or jerked around lately.
Exactly.
Because it's
like,
yeah.
Open your mouth for another twist.
And
Here it comes.
And that guy, the Section 31 guy, he's not like the worst actor. He's doing okay with what he's been given, but just character-wise and the way he looks, I wrote it down. He just looks it's like what I said before, very 90s TV. There's kind of like a stench of like leather and burger coming off him off the screen. He looks a little like a guy from Babylon 5, actually. Maybe he doesn't look like him, but I get the same feeling. I think he would smell bad, and I don't want him on the show anymore.
Can you imagine, like, if there was, imagine Stargate.
Yeah.
And there was a rival, they had a rival captain with a rival team to rival, whatever his name was. I'm sorry, I haven't watched much Stargate.
MacGyver.
What?
MacGyver was on Stargate.
No, that wasn't his character's name, though.
Oh, okay. Colonel O'Neill.
All right.
Got it.
Imagine there's another team. What?
I got it right. Continue.
Okay, yeah. Imagine there's another team that's like his rival team, and it's led by a guy who's like kind of evil, but like they're kind of working for the same side, but he's like an evil guy.
Yeah.
I just imagine him being that guy.
Yeah. See,
but I haven't watched much Stargate, so...
When you describe it in the context of it being a Stargate episode, it doesn't sound bad, because that's the sort of shit that just would be on Stargate. I'm sure they did it. Oh, look, that...
Yeah, I'm saying, that's where he belongs.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I concur 100%. And,
Not here.
Apparently, Season 3 of Discovery, which has just been greenlit, is going to have a different showrunner. I think Kurtzman got fired. I really hope that's the case.
He only... Did he do Season 1, or...?
I don't know. The sooner I can forget about him, the better. But I really hope that there's a new showrunner who just kicks this show in the ass a little bit. And, yeah.
Love that. One thing I want to ask about the episode in particular. On a Section 31 ship, which is, they got the highest tech. It's very secure. There's a lot of security, a lot of security. A lot of security. A lot of people are saying it.
The best.
The best security. Section 31.
Yeah.
These guys.
There you go.
Why did Michael Burnham just walk off the ship with Spock? And they had him on camera fighting for like 3 more minutes after the cameras turned on. Where's the security?
Yeah, isn't there an episode where Michelle Yeoh walks in a hooded outfit and just proceeds to grill like 10 Klingons with magic weapons, and she's got a holographic disguise. Was that Section 31 stuff, or did she nick it from the Mirror Universe? Because if it's
Section 31 stuff.
Well,
they also had those tractor beams that stick to the ship and everything. But they spent... What I thought was going to happen was the cameras are going to turn back on, and Michelle Yeoh was going to be on the ground and Spock would be gone.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. But no, they spent another 3 minutes fighting. I thought when, she said, make it look like you knocked me out.
Yeah.
Just knock her out. Don't have a fight scene.
You whack her over the head.
That fucking reacts to her stealing him and flying off in a shuttle.
Are we imagining things, or is the martial arts in Discovery really that bad?
Well, I think it was better than usual, but it was still just kind of...
I don't know, maybe it's the Foley, but it doesn't look right to me. Maybe it's just because Michelle Yeoh can't fight.
I think Michael Burnham can fight?
She actually said something that I could not understand. There was a line when Michelle Yeoh...
Everything he said.
No, Michelle Yeoh and Burnham were talking about the mother, and she asks a question to Burnham. Unfortunately, I didn't write... did you kill her? Or something? Burnham says, did you kill her? And then Michelle Yeoh says something, and I cannot... I know I joke a lot about not being able to understand it, but this time I was...
I watch it with subtitles on, so I probably understood it just because I was reading the subtitles.
Oh, okay. Cool.
They should actually put 4 subtitles on when Michelle Yeoh is talking.
Yeah, I really wish they would. They can put them on in Mandarin.
That's not help.
Yeah. No.
The whole rivalry between Ash Tyler and Pike
Yeah.
Felt very forced, and so did the resolution of it.
Yeah.
But they're basically like, "Hey, now we're friends." Yeah, now we're friends.
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I did pick a favourite line from Tyler today when he's talking about the wound on his chest. He says, "On Kronos, we wouldn't even bother to bandage it." There you go.
It's pretty good, yeah.
A little bit of Tyler, yeah.
Also, it's really hard to bandage because it's like right in the middle of your chest. What do you do?
Oh yeah. There was a
Do you
really
bandage all the way around? Or?
there was a pep talk. Someone says we are in a fight for the future. We are always in a fight for
yeah.
the future. What was that?
There's another part that I hated. Just, I mean, it kind of falls into the them knowing everything about what's going on. You know, they just kind of make these wild assumptions about anomalies and shit, and they just know what's going on. It's like, what the fuck? Who's from the future fighting, and now you're in a fight for the future? What the fuck are you talking about? Where the fuck did that come from?
I don't know. This whole sometimes the show just makes these little leaps, and I just want to take a fire hose to the people making it.
Like, this probe came back from the future and tried to kill him. Okay, but like, what does that? Why does that suddenly mean that the Red Angel has evil intent, and that somebody from the future is trying to stop what you're doing, and now it's a fight for the future?
Yeah. Have we established the stakes yet? Is the stakes Earth again?
Apparently, it's the entire future, but we're always fighting for the
Ah man. Are we holding out?
I bet that guy from fucking Enterprise is gonna come on. You remember that guy who's like the time traveler?
No, I was hoping it was going to be Bakula. I want Bakula to step out of the screen and be like,
Agent Daniels.
yeah, no, my
Agent
notes.
Daniels. Find him.
My notes were even worse this week. I couldn't find anything to say about this episode. I did say, not that robot slut again.
There you go, Scotty. There's Agent I sent it to your Facebook. There's Agent Daniels.
Oh, okay.
He was the guy in Enterprise. I guess it was at the end of the first episode. Or like in the first episode. No, it might have been the first season. I don't know, I can't. Who fucking cares? Anyway, he basically walks up to Archer and says, "I'm from the future, and we're gonna have to do the future, and you're gonna have to help me fight the future."
Oh, this
and then he shows him the Enterprise J, and ooh.
This creep. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, the one with the vitamin deficiency. He just doesn't look right, does he?
Yeah, he's basically the Matt Winston. What's he doing?
Obviously, I have to make myself stop complaining about all the Burnham is Spock's sister stuff, all that family things, because I do it every week. It's getting very repetitive for me, even. But I knew this episode was going to be chock full of that because she goes to Vulcan. But then, right, the sting in the tail, the payoff to this big long scene with Sarek was because he gets emotional and says, "I'm not prepared to lose both of our children in one day," and he's getting all sobbing, and it's Sarek, for God's sakes. The benchmark of
both of his children?
Does he
Are you missing someone?
Does he mean Cyborg? I think it must be Cyborg.
What the fuck?
And that's the show is testing me because every week I try to have a little character development of my own, like I'm a TV show, and be a little better, and be like, okay, I won't give them such a hard time for this adopted sister bullshit. I guess they feel it's all right, so I should just suck it up. But then they'll throw something like that at me.
How young is Cyborg?
I don't know. I think Cyborg's the older brother.
Is the older brother?
Cyborg is the older brother because his mother was a Vulcan princess.
So does Sarek even know about Cyborg? Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's like Spock's half brother. He doesn't even know that Cyborg exists.
No, he knew Cyborg existed because he was married to a Vulcan woman and they had a baby.
Yeah, but maybe they broke up and
they broke up.
Last fuck.
Making it sound like it's 90210.
Well, how else do you break? What, did she die?
Yeah, I think she died, and then he married Amanda.
Where is it? Princess. A princess was Sarek's first wife, with whom he had his first son, Cyborg. In 2224. In 2224.
Hey, David, he's singing some Beethoven. 2224.
She died prior to 2229 when he married Amanda. Obviously, because he wouldn't marry.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not impressed with Star Trek at the moment.
No, I don't know why I'm mad. Sorry, I forgot why I was mad.
Well, I know you don't care about Cyborg, but that scene, like, it just, in every level, it's pissing me off now, because Sarek is supposed to... I hated Enterprise because the Vulcans were getting emotional every 5 minutes. It looks like Discovery's gone down the same road. Sarek's just a pussy because, you know, he's a pussy. Sarek is a pussy. Sarek is a... Anyway.
What a pussy.
Can we talk about the next week's episode yet?
Well, hang on.
Okay, sorry, you yeah.
No, I mean, yeah.
Oh, no, have you got anything you want to say about this week? I just
fuck this show. I don't like it. I don't even like talking about it anymore.
It is kind of ruining it for me, because it's not giving me enough to make fun of. I think the better episodes at least give me some laughs. And in the first season, there was some funny bits we could at least laugh about, like, even in death!
I mean, those were decent episodes.
But this season, it's taken itself...
They were better.
Yeah.
Oh, better. They had Ash Tyler, they had Vok.
Yeah. Oh, Vok. This season's just got way too much of a stick up its ass, which was the show... It was one of the first things I complained about with Discovery, was that it had a stick up its ass and it needed to get rid of it. But it's just gotten bigger, I think. They've shoved it up further.
Okay, well, describe to me the next episode of Discovery. Next week on Discovery.
Okay, I don't really remember, but... No. Basically, the shot that I was waiting for when they mentioned Talos 4, and the shot that I got was the new updated take on what the Talosians are going to look like, and they look fucking pathetic. I don't know. The Cage was the very first Star Trek ever made, shot in 1964, and the aliens looked way better. And I'm not exaggerating.
Let me just have a look.
Those aliens had... They were so intricate. They had these air pipes going up through the costume that would make their heads throb because their brains were so powerful.
Yeah.
And they made them look creepy.
I'm watching it.
They made them look creepy by having little old ladies playing them with big alien heads, but giving them men voices.
What's Ash Tyler doing? He's fighting. He's fighting in the brig, in the mess hall.
Yeah.
Who's he fighting? Hang on, sorry. Oh, who's that? Oh, what the? Why is Colbert charging at Ash Tyler in the mess hall?
Oh, is it Colbert?
Yeah, they're having a little rumble.
Hey, David, but it Colbert before. No, I don't know what the fuck. What's going on? But anyway, do you see the Talosians yet? They're pathetic, right?
They look so shit.
They look so shit, and I was wondering if I was imagining things. I went on Track Movie to see the comments there. People were like, I really love the updated take on it. Where are our Star Trek fans? Like, people like us, do they exist? Because I'm sick of this.
I'm going to order my pizza. No,
it's okay, you can order your pizza.
Those look shit.
Am I imagining things? They look like shit, right?
Can they not just... Because that was obviously, like, special effects.
Yeah.
Just do the... Like, with Wayoon and stuff. Just make makeup.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jeffrey Combs looked better than that.
That being said, just because of the fact that it's another original series throwback, there's going to be Talosians. I can't wait to watch next week. It'll be interesting to see just how hard they screw it up.
I mean, it looks like... Because okay, I'll be honest. I haven't watched... what's the Menagerie? Zootopia. I don't think I've ever watched all the way through.
Yeah.
What is the story? What's... So, Pike goes...
The original Star Trek...
Talos.
Yeah, the first Star Trek...
Is it the same as the Cage? They just go to the planet, and then shit happens?
Wait, you're asking me what the difference between the Menagerie and the Cage is?
Sure.
Oh, the Menagerie was a opportunity to do a clip show to show stuff from the Cage because the Cage was a failed pilot and had never actually been seen on TV.
Yes.
So the Cage is when they go there on the rescue mission and get captured by the big heads. And Menagerie is when Pike is in a wheelchair and Spock takes him there because I guess if he's there, it's better than being in a wheelchair for the rest of his days.
What?
Oh, we see. The thing about the Talosians is they fuck with your mind and give you illusions, so he took him there so that he could live out his retirement, not in agony.
Pretending that he was in the opening pilot of a show?
Well, no. They play the clips to to an admiral or something to say this is the mission we were on when we were there. But it's just a way of showing America what happened. Sorry.
So when Spock takes him back to Talos, that's after everything happens.
Yeah, that's during... Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I don't know what's happened to me. Maybe it was a stroke, but just explaining it to you then got really hard. And
I mean...
It's not that complicated. It's just...
It's not that, it doesn't seem that complicated.
It's just a clip show. That's what I meant to say.
It's a clip show.
Yeah.
So just like when Riker's lying on that table and they have to access his memories to cure his disease.
Well, okay, now, make no
they're
mistake.
accessing the memories of Pike in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Why are they in the courtroom?
Oh, because Spock is going to be court-martialed for going to that planet because there's like a rule saying...
Oh,
you get
wait a minute.
Yeah, you get a death penalty for going to Telos 4. I forgot to mention that. And so there's like a
courtroom.
courtroom...
I know that, but
yeah.
Why is he on trial? But Pike is in the courtroom, right?
I think Spock, like, kidnaps him. You know, I've actually forgotten what happens in Menagerie.
So Spock takes him to Talos 4 to live out the rest of his days as a kooky brain man.
Yeah.
But then he brings him back for the trial?
No.
Trial?
That's not the order of events. Pike getting to Talos 4 is like the payoff. It's the end of the episode.
But isn't that what he's on trial for? Spock, isn't that what Spock's on trial for?
Well, I guess he steals Pike, and then they have the trial. They meet up with Pike. Spock takes him away. Kirk, or maybe they trial Spock in absentia.
But then Pike's there and Spock's not there.
Look, I don't remember the exact sequence of events and the locations.
This podcast should just be you trying to explain episodes that you haven't seen in a long time.
Alright, give me a break. It's not that. You're making it complicated.
No, I'm not making it complicated. I just want to know what happens.
I need the action figures in front of me. That's the way I can keep track of it. Yeah. I'll have them ready next week. So anyway, like I said, pumped for the return to Talos 4. And I want to ask, is this before or after the cage? Is Discovery after the cage?
What? No, it's before.
What? No!
This is before they're about to go to Talos 4!
Hang on.
What are you talking about?
Is Discovery before or after...
I do mean chronologically.
Yeah.
I don't know. I assume before.
Okay. The cage takes place about 2 or 3 years before Discovery. Okay. Oh, whew!
What? Wait, so they've already been to the cage to Talos 4?
Yeah. They've been there. Now Spock wants to go back for some reason.
And now he's going back, but there's a death penalty around. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that they're going back because now it makes it less special when he goes back there in the menagerie. Like he just goes back there every time he's got problems. Like, how pathetic is that?
Well, I mean, he's on trial because he went to a planet that has a death order around it. Don't go here, or you'll be put on for death.
Yeah.
But then he's already done it once before. Now he's going to do it again.
So it's going to be one of those,
and he will do it again.
It's going to be one of those secret trips that they conveniently forget about, or is edited out of the logs. It's another fucking cliche, the kind of cliche that we made fun of when we were going to make Star Trek crap fan film. Because, Sorvak finds out about Cardassians, and at the end of the episode, they're like, well, we should send a report to Starfleet in case these guys come back, and then the captain's like, nope, don't do it. We're not ready for that knowledge. And so
I don't think Starfleet should know about this one.
Not yet. And that's like, it's exact. That makes me mad that the shit we make fun of finds its way into the show. Here we go.
But the thing about that episode is that they never say that they're Cardassians. They never say the word Cardassians.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, in this imaginary show you just made up, they never say that they're Cardassians. So when they yeah,
I didn't just make it up. This is we've talked about this. It's,
I mean, it's basically happened already with that episode where the Ferengi are on the fucking Enterprise, the Enterprise, Archer's Enterprise.
Yeah.
Because they never say that they're Ferengi.
They just run around making
all traces of the thing were lost. And what's his face was in it.
Didn't the same thing happen with the Borg? It was a Borg episode.
What's that creepy looking Cliff? Not Ron Howard. What's the other one?
Oh, Clint Howard.
Clint Howard. Thank you. Clint Howard is a Ferengi.
Actually, I didn't mind there was a Borg episode because it at least made sense. You shoot down a ship full of Borg, they're going to land somewhere.
It kind of makes sense, but then again, they do the same thing where the Borg. We lost all the logs of this mission, and everyone got turned into Borg, but then it didn't happen. Oh, yeah, they cured the Borg disease as well. I'm pretty sure Phlox made a anti-venom for the Borg.
Oh my god, I hate Star Trek.
I don't remember that episode very well because it's in the later seasons I didn't watch.
Watching this week's episode made me think about Babylon 5 a lot, and it's just made me feel like shit because I've spent how many years defending Star Trek to Babylon 5 fans, being like, forget it, Babylon 5 sucks dick, watch a real show. And now, as Star Trek fans, we're being subjected to this slow, intense sodomy that is watching Discovery week after week.
Yeah.
Real up the arse.
You just got to go back, watch some Deep Space Nine, the best of the Star Trek series, and just relish in the good '90s serialization that is Deep Space Nine.
At least they have an excuse for being 90s.
Yeah, it was the '90s.
Yeah.
All right, what episode do you want me to explain to you?
Year of Hell.
Year of Hell.
Wait, no, I can't pick one that you're really familiar with and that you could act out for me with all that.
Oh, I don't know. Hang on. Well, this is a really confusing episode. Hang on. All right. So, Red Foreman wants to. His wife died, and he wants to bring his entire empire back to. He wants to bring his wife back, basically.
Yeah.
So he wants to change the course of history with his time machine, but every time he does it, it fucks up everyone around him, and also there's a war or something, and and he's trying to win the war with the time machine and also bring his wife back. And every time that he makes a time jump to change history, he checks whether or not his wife is back, and she's usually not back because it's really hard to do this. And even if he restores the empire to 99% prosperity or whatever, if his wife's still dead, then it's not good enough for him. And his crew is like, what the fuck? 99% is pretty good. We've been doing this for 200 years because they're in they're in a time bubble, basically, on their time ship, and they just live outside of time, basically. And okay, what? That's weird. Sorry, I just thought about that. Give that technology to somebody else.
You're having the fun.
He's 200 years old. Anyway, and then Voyager gets caught up in it.
Yeah,
and they get caught up in the time. One of the time jumps, and it basically fucks them really hard, and half the crew is dead and everyone's dead, and then they find out that it's because of this guy jumping around in his time ship. So then they try and stop him, and he also tries to stop them because he doesn't like being stopped, and eventually Janeway drives her ship into his ship and goes, time's up. She says something like that.
Oh man, no.
Basically, it blows up the time ship, and it reverts everything back to before the time ship was even invented or something. Like, it reverts all of the and then he's sitting back with his wife in, and the Empire's half the size that it was at its peak. Yeah. But at least his wife is alive, and he sits down and he looks on his kingdom. He looks out his window and he goes, "Well, I'm glad you're here," or something. But I don't think he actually remembers it. But he's basically like, "I love you, wife." And then Voyager goes on their merry way. The end. A lot of people died in that episode, but they got brought back by the fact that the time ship got blown up.
Okay, I have to say,
it's two-parter.
Kurtwood Smith sucks at changing the past. If it took him that long to figure out how to keep his wife alive, I mean, either that or she's some sort of mega klutz slut. I mean...
He made a lot of jumps, but every time, his wife's home planet didn't have his empire on it. It was always somewhere else. And I was like, well, that's not what I'm going to do. And his whole crew was like, what the fuck? And he drives... What he does... Okay. I said time jumps.
Yeah.
It's actually different. What he does have is a big laser beam on his ship that basically deletes history. So he drives around to a little planet. You're just starting your Masters of Orion playthrough. You got your little silicoids on the planet.
No.
Just starting out, you call it Solid or whatever the home planet's called.
Yeah.
And then Kurt Smith comes along. He shoots your planet. All the silicoids are dead, and it changes history because this asteroid didn't do this, and whatever.
Yeah. But it makes.
And then he has a banquet on his ship of all the food from all these dead civilizations, all the best food.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
He likes having the last remnants of all these wiped out civilizations on his ship.
I forgot about... No, well, see, he's remembering them. He's commemorating them by sampling the very best that they had to offer.
And Chakotay and Tom Paris is on the ship, and he shows them, and Tom Paris is like, oh, wow, this looks really good. And Chakotay's like, what the hell? Tom Paris doesn't do that. But anyway, that's Year of Hell.
A far better episode. I mean, am I wrong?
That's the Light in the Dark. There's a Deep Space Nine episode called "The Lightness in the Dark" or something. It's very similar to this in terms of the title, completely different in terms of the substance of the episode, which is about some Cardassian cleaner who wants to extract Kira's baby from her stomach.
Oh wow!
As recompense for the burns that he has on his face.
He wants to steal a baby because he has burns on his face. Did you make that up?
No, that's the episode.
Oh my god!
There's a few caveats. First off, it's fucking what's her face? It's O'Brien and
Keiko
and Keiko's baby. Yeah, it's O'Brien and Keiko's baby transplanted into Kira's stomach.
Oh yeah, because she was a suffragette. No, sorry.
Yeah, that's what she was.
Sorry.
And he wants to basically kill her and protect the innocent baby, the innocent Bajoran baby who will grow up in Cardassia and will be, free from the taint by Bajor.
It sounds like a humdinger of an episode. I'd rather be watching that than fucking Discovery.
Oh, and the same guy.
Yeah.
This janitor guy is also. I don't think it was a janitor. I think it was a gardener. Which is completely irrelevant.
Of course.
He also kills a whole bunch of her old resistance friends as well. And she's basically running around going, "Why are all my friends dying?" And then she gets captured. And then he tries to extract the baby from her.
Oh my god.
And then she gets a sedative put in her neck to start when he starts the operation.
Yeah.
But because of the stuff that that Julian Bashir is giving her for a pregnancy to stop her from sneezing, it stops the sedative from working, so she beats him up. She pretends to be sedated and then she beats him up.
Is it really this good, or are you just trying to sell it to me as...
That's the episode! Imagine that episode in Discovery. You'd be loving it. That's the episode. Honest to God, that's how I remember it anyway.
Wow. Remember when Star Trek was really awesome? You know what I'd forgotten about? Is that last season they made Lorca say, to make the Federation great again or something. Just to make him sound evil, they made him quote Trump.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And that's the level of show we're stuck with now. What's topical? What's, let's make him...
Let's make him a white nationalist.
Let's give him a tiki torch.
Alright, anyway, I'm done with this. I want to eat my pizza. So,
you get eat pizza happening, David. And, it's another knockout blow just to the heart of Star Trek. And we'll see you next week. We'll be finding out what's really going on in those gigantic rubbery Talosian heads that somehow look worse than ones that were made in 1964. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Well, that's because they're not big Talosian rubber heads. It's just graphics.
I mean, fuck.
You just got to see through the graphics, Scotty. Anyway,
Yep. Take it easy, guys.